welcome to Ticket to Life. This is Henrie. I have some great news to share with you, all of you great people who have downloaded and listened to this podcast and heard me complain and whine and nag. Well, guess what? We finally got that rain here in Texas that we've been waiting for. After 52 days of no rain, I think it was 52, we were finally blessed with rain, an abundance of it. Lots of places flooded in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And here alone where I live, got about 10 inches. So that is a lot of rain. Well, thank you again for all the listeners as usual. And this is a podcast about live sexual orientation. What is it? A lot of people don't know the new terms or don't understand so many different names that humans are going through. It's no longer man, woman, boy or girl. There's just different types of terms, and I have had to learn a lot because I didn't know a lot. So this is basically Sex Ed 101 and Opinions 101. Again, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor. These are just my opinions, and hopefully you will learn some things that I have learned that now I understand a little bit better, and hopefully you will too. This has been something I've just kind of had to do some research because I didn't know a lot of this stuff. So we're going to start off with humans being born. We are born and always have been. It's always been this way. You're either born a baby boy or a baby girl. And your parents were thrilled. But now I don't know the percentage or the stats or anything, but some parents are not wanting to identify the child by a gender. That's their prerogative. That's their choice, and that's fine. I don't understand that. I don't get it, but if that's what they choose, then good for them. We're not here to judge either. We are not here to judge. So, the thing is, we have always been born that way, but now there's different terms, and like I said, I've had to learn some. So I'm just going to go with some of. You're going to hear a lot of rustling of paper because I got notes, and yes, I do old school handwritten notes, or notes I typed up stuff and stuff like that. So if you hear rattling, excuse that. But anyway, you'll be fine. Okay, so a heterosexual. Now, I'm sure the majority of us know a heterosexual is someone who is straight. What does that mean, straight? That means I like men. I'm a woman. I like men. Men like women. That's pretty easy. That's always what it has been until the past few years, and that's what I grew up. That's all we knew. Okay, now don't forget, I'm in my 60s, so this is what I knew, and this is how I grew up. And I'm always ready for change. So homosexual means that's a gay or lesbian, but gay can stand for a woman or a man, but a lesbian is just a woman. This is probably going to be some confusion to some of the people that are my age or older that do listen. But anyway, so gay is homosexuals. That is a woman who is attracted to women or a man who is attracted to man. Okay, that's simple. Now, bisexual is it could be a man or a woman. If it's a woman, let's say I am bisexual, but I'm not, but I am bisexual and I am attracted to men and women. And if a man is bisexual, he's attracted to men and women. Now, I know that sounds like a lot to sink in, but it's things that we need to know. So this was the thing I was interested in. I'm wondering at what age do people realize that they are gay or bisexual or I don't know different terms, but at what age? And what I found out is that some kids know as young as, or they feel that they knew they were different in elementary school. And you think, wow, elementary school, because on elementary school, I wasn't really thinking about boys. I thought boys were kind of cute and stuff, but that's pretty much where that went. So I think it starts, in my opinion, what I have found out, it looks like it starts off with puberty. And we all know what puberty is. It's that awkward time in our lives. Uh, when things start to change with our bodies, and puberty hits usually girls between the age of, believe it or not, 8 to 13. And guess who had little buds in 3rd grade? That would be me. Yes, I started hitting puberty like in 3rd grade. I had these little bud things, these things that just irritated me because no one else did. But anyway, and for boys, they are, their age is 9 to 14. So they start having these feelings also. So, our hormones kick in at that age, and unfortunately for some kids, their parents have not spoken to them about this. And it's so important, parents, to be open with your kids about their bodies and let them know that, your body's going to start changing. You're getting older, because that can probably be pretty freaky for some kids. Luckily, my mom didn't talk to me about it, but she had my 2 sisters talk to me about it, which was great because they did talk to me about it. And I understood as much as I could between all the giggling of them telling me. But anyway, so they did tell us that. So at this point, when puberty is hitting, girls' ovaries their estrogen, and as they start getting this estrogen, and it triggers the ovaries. Yay us. Yay ovaries. Yay monthly cycles. And for boys, of course, it's, testosterone and the sperm. And all of a sudden, all of the stuff starts happening to our bodies. And, the hair starts growing in places you never thought it could grow. And it's just a change. And that's just what happens. So the emotional changes that kids get, and people are like, oh, they're so moody. Well, they're going through something. And you probably don't remember, or don't care to remember what it was like when you went through this. But it's very important, again, for me, as I can never express how important it is for me to tell parents to talk to your kids. Do not be ashamed to talk to your kids. Let them, I'm not saying go and tell them everything. If they ask a question, give them an answer. You don't know the answer, tell them you'll get with them and go Google it. Go find something. Call your doctor. Find something. Find someone that will help you explain this. Don't be embarrassed. Look, you got pregnant with them, and I'm sure by now they know that they were not found in a Cabbage Patch. So be honest with your kids and talk to them. When they ask you something about sex or emotions or their bodies, talk to them. And don't make it sound like it's a horrible thing, because they are stuck with their bodies for, until they choose to do what they want to with it later on. But anyway, so that's where this is going, because I wasn't sure. And they said that some kids actually start feeling that they're different. They know, I really think I like girls. And this is a girl speaking. Or a guy might say, I like guys. And it's okay, but they don't know how to express it. That can be very, very cause a lot of anxiety for kids. The peer pressure comes, and parents really need to watch their kids and their teens. I think it's so important, because it's such a big change for actually everyone. They see their bodies changing, and some kids get anxious. They get depressed, eating disorders. And I don't know if you've ever heard of dysmorphia. It's BDD, body dysmorphia disorder. It's a mental health condition where a person always looks at their flaws. They worry about their flaws and how they look. So honestly, tell your kids how beautiful or handsome or wonderful they are. You can't tell a kid that enough and mean it. Yes, kids have their quirks, but so do we as parents. Be sure to let your kids know, because if you will see signs of anything like this, you can help them through it. You can find them help. You can, go through the school if they're going through something, because it's very important. Because being a teen, as I have said in previous episodes of podcasts, kids have it tough now. It's not so easy to fit in. Now, just because a girl is admiring another girl doesn't mean she's a lesbian. If a guy admires another boy, does not mean that they're gay. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, didn't you look up or want to be like someone in high school or in college? Yeah, we all did. But that doesn't mean that, oh gosh, I'm worried. I think they're this. And even if they are, you got to learn to accept these things, people. People, we are humans, and we have to learn to accept who we are and who people are. Let me see. Where else was I? Do I need to share on my little notes here? This is the importance of having, again, the good talk with your kids about anything and everything. And just let them know that it's okay for the feelings that they do have. Fortunately, for some kids, their parents are open to anything. And if they are having these feelings and the parents understanding, it's great. They can be there for their child if they are having any sorts of desires of who they are. It's hard to identify. And I think everybody has to have a label now. You're either this or that. No, just be who you are. And kids need to know that they are who they are. Some parents will, open arms and say, it doesn't matter. You're still my kid. I love you. Let's go through this together. And then there's some parents who are very upset and disappointed because dad was a college all-star and junior is into floral design. It's okay, but you need to remember, don't be upset. Our kids, we can try to build them and mold them into little replicas of who we are, but no, we are all individuals. We don't want our kids to be mistreated or bullied. We don't want that. And I mean, again, I know I've even said this in other podcasts, that we know adults can be bullies too. And I think that until we can accept people for who they are, we're going to be in trouble if we can't. This world has got to be a better place. Now, let's say this is just a scenario. There's a set of girls, and the girls are twins, identical twins. Well, one of them is straight and one's a lesbian. What are you going to do? Well, you're not like your sister. No. She is identifying as a different person, which is great. She will need to know you have her back in this journey. It's just so important. Now, just because a little boy plays with dolls or kitchen sets, or a girl plays with cars or tools, that doesn't make them anything. That makes them being kids, being curious. Well, why don't I get to play with these things? And wouldn't you rather your son play doctor with a doll than with your daughter or a sister? Yes. So just know you need to accept these little things. It's like, why are they playing with dolls? Why is she playing with those tools? It doesn't mean anything. They're just being kids, and kids will be kids. They're curious. Let me see what's so fun about this. It's like if a man is a stay-at-home dad, does that make him any less a man? Heck no, because mom's out there bringing in the bacon and working her butt off. It doesn't matter where the money comes from. It doesn't matter who's taking care of the kids, as long as they're being taken care of. That's my opinion. Now, here is a binary because I get confused on this. So if I get confused, I'm sure others do. That's being both a man and a woman. So I think it means you're not identifying as a man or a woman. Times have changed and people are more accepting, and then there are those that are not. In my opinion, we have to accept people for who they are and what they choose to do. You may not like it. You don't have to like it, but we have to accept it. Many people are still not accepting of the way people dress, talk, color of their skin. If someone's heavy, their hair color, obeying the law, and the list can go on and on and on. But I think it's important that we learn to accept people for who they are. I wanted to also talk about the word flamboyant. So when I hear the word flamboyant, I know it's someone who's all foo-foo and they're just ready to show the world how glamorous they look, men and women. It's confidence. Now, if you were to say a man was flamboyant, now this is a heterosexual, I'm sure they would probably go, oh, no, I'm not. Yes, that was my voice. But I think that it doesn't mean that like in a insulting way, but people have learned to take so many words and twist them. Like gay used to be me happy and joyful, and now if you hear somebody say they're gay, it's like, oh wait, are they happy or are they like words have changed throughout the years, so we always have to be careful how we use them. In South Korea, if someone tells a man he is beautiful, believe it or not, they take that as a compliment. Now, of course, in the Western part of the world, you say that and they consider that a insult. So if you told a man, you are as beautiful as a Greek god, it would probably go to his head and you'd be sorry you said that. But I bet he would be fine with you saying he's beautiful as a Greek god and would be telling everyone else, do you know what she said about me? She said I was as beautiful as a Greek god. Okay, so let's go on from there. So, LGBTQ. This means lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer. And if it has a little plus sign, that's to recognize the limitless sexual orientations and gender identities. So I had to look that up because I always forget the acronym for that. I don't know. I can't even remember how to spell my last name sometimes, and it's only 4 letters. So anyway, so that I wanted to share with those who do not know what that acronym stands for. Now you do. So back to being gay or being different. If someone is gay and they do come out and share this with their family and friends, we need to remember how courageous they are, because our society is a different type of society. Some like I said a while ago, some are accepting with open arms and some are not. Think of how much less stress these people have when they're able to say, this is who I really am. And I'm thankful that they can do that now, because you think back in the day, they had to hide forever. They had to hide their feelings. And that's sad, because none of us should have to hide our feelings about who we are and what we believe in. So that's my take on LGBTQ, growing up, sexual beliefs, not sexual beliefs, but sex, and who, if we want it with a man and a man and a woman and a woman, or a man and a woman, or a woman and a man. And if you got that, you're really a good listener. But out of all this, most importantly, never forget who you are and where you came from, and always have faith in people. Some will eventually come around for those who have different beliefs in them. But always remember to be who you are and be who God made you to be. And always love yourself. So this is Henrie. Go find your blessings. And if I offended anyone, so be it. I'm sure you will just stop listening, or you'll listen more. Have a great afternoon, day, next 24 hours. Until later, this is Henrie again. Ta-ta for now.